In the late 90s, when Cameron Diaz came along, she wasn't just a typical run-of-the-mill star. She was seen as this blonde bombshell with a wicked sense of humour that admittedly was a little bit goofy.
Hard. Your penis is just so large. My body is a movie. And your penis is the star.
Yeah, she was a woman who could look like a supermodel while simultaneously holding down some fairly decent physical comedy skills that made her stand out against other actresses. Between 1994 and 2014, she was a solid choice for a wide range of projects, and while some did criticise her acting ability, it didn't take away from the fact she made herself a household name within those years. She was a Charlie's Angel and the voice of an ogre's wife, and no, she never married James Corden.
Oh, shut it, you slag!
And the Gangs of New York classic, where we got to see her attempt, and I stress the word attempt, to see her do an Irish accent.
Gentlemen, I leave you in the grace and favour of the Lord.
At a point though, we just stopped seeing her around. She didn't have a public meltdown, she didn't release a Bitcoin that backfired. I mean, to be honest, the Irish might have come for her after Gangs of New York, I suppose. But let's find out for certain. So born in San Diego to a Cuban-American father and a mother from all over Europe somehow, Cameron didn't bother with the pretentious nonsense of drama school, because why would you if you plan on being an actress? I mean, you'll hear later, it really does show. She went to Long Beach Polytechnic High School with Snoop Dogg of all people, who she claims she used to buy weed from. I mean, that, as far as California goes, that is textbook. It's a textbook origin story, being supplied weed by the future king of gin and juice before you sat your GCSEs, or I mean, whatever the US equivalent of that is. But anyway, by 16, she was a model, likely learning very early on the fashion industry views human beings as disposable, by the very least. And by 21, she decided to audition for a little fever dream of a movie called The Mask. Really important to point this out. I mean, if you've seen The Mask, you probably can tell this already, but she had zero acting experience. Absolutely none. She had to take emergency acting lessons after she had already landed the role because the studio quickly realised they'd hired a complete novice.
I'm not sure exactly. You see, I'm just terrible with things like that. That's an interesting time, Mr.
Ipkiss.
Which based entirely on the fact that she apparently had good screen presence with Jim Carrey. But I mean, looking around, do you know what? Apparently it worked. The Mask was a massive hit and suddenly Cameron was a star. It's crazy how it can seem to be that easy, isn't it? For the next decade, she did well. In 1998, we got There's Something About Mary. This movie was another hit for Diaz and she got resounding positive recognition for her charisma and again, physical comedy timing.
So when you say, killer, you mean
He's a murderer. Yeah.
like an actual convicted murderer?
He killed people.
Now, what I've just shown you there, that scene, she almost walked away from that because she was terrified it would basically be the professional equivalent of jumping off a bridge from an acting perspective. Her agent had to talk her into it, but do you know what? Ultimately, the fact that she did go ahead and do it in the end, at that time, it proved she wasn't just a pretty face, she was willing to be the punchline of a vulgar joke and stuck with it. It's not my best. Anyway, then came the Charlie's Angels films, and this is where the industry finally decided to pay her like a small oil-rich nation. In 2000, she was paid a mouth-watering $12 million for the first film, and by the sequel in 2003, she was banking $20 million. She was one of only 3 women in Hollywood, alongside Julia Roberts and Reese Witherspoon, to join the 20 million club, which is basically a gated community for people who will never have to worry about the cost of living again. Unless you're MC Hammer, I suppose. She then followed this up with the absolute powerhouse of the Shrek films, and obviously she voiced Princess Fiona in that franchise. And before I say this, of course I have no idea what I'm talking about here, but I feel as though voice acting is the ultimate easy money for A-listers.
Word has come from far, far away. Stillskin is leading tonight's ogre hunt himself.
That was perfect. I love it.
Yay.
So nice. Let's move on.
All right, I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, you can turn up in your comfies, shout into this little black foam ball for 4 hours and walk away with a paycheck so grand, right, that you wouldn't even consider the prices that you're paying in a train station's WH Smiths anymore. I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? It's the dream for all of us. But behind the eye-watering paychecks, Cameron started to feel the wane in the industry. And she's been brutally honest about the grind of being an A-list star. Oh, the grind after what I've just said. Makes you angry, doesn't it? In an interview with Kevin Hart on his show Heart to Heart in 2021, she explained that when you're a movie star, your life is essentially a corporate asset.
Relate to this is like when you do something at a really high level for a long period of time, you know, there's a lot that when you're the person who's sort of delivering on this one thing, right? You're the person on the screen. You're the person who's like the talent, you know? Everything around you, all parts of you that isn't that has to be sort of handed off to other people, you know? So like different parts of my life, whether it was my home or every aspect from finances to just the management of just me as a human being, not me as Cameron Diaz.
But let's just jump back here and make sure we finish this story properly with Diaz. In 2014, she starred in the remake of Annie. It was a bizarre choice, and the reviews were about as pleasant as Gal Gadot's singing. Little did we know it would be her final film for a decade. She didn't announce a retirement, she just stopped picking up the phone for jobs. I mean, obviously you would. You heard the 20 million, the 12 million, you don't need to do anything anymore, do you? Even if it is just showing up in your pajamas and singing into a little foam ball or whatever it was.
I didn't have anything in my headphones.
But she retreated into a private life. In 2015, she married Benji Madden from the band Good Charlotte. Now, looking at this photo here, you can tell from his hair that he's seen There's Something About Mary. I mean, we can just only hope he hasn't drawn the exact same inspiration for the styling technique, though. We're just gonna have to cross our fingers on that one. But during her disappearance, she didn't just sit in the dark room counting her millions, like I definitely would. It sounds like a perfectly good time. She became a wellness mogul. I wouldn't really say that suits Diaz down to the ground, but again, what do I know? You know, I'm just the messenger. She released the body book and the longevity book, which were surprisingly science heavy, and then launched an organic wine brand called Aveline, I think, in 2020. Because I suppose nothing says I found in a piece like selling $12 bottles of wine to sad moms who miss seeing you in rom-coms. Isn't that right? It's quite good, that. But then, like Arnie in yet another shitty Terminator film, she came back. I'm never going to do that again. That was an awful impression. Jamie Foxx, her co-star from Annie, somehow managed to talk her back into the game.
Cameron Diaz, back in action. Cameron Diaz is a national treasure. She's done so many incredible movies. And trying to get her to come back, I said, Cameron, listen, we got this movie. We promise that your feet won't touch the ground. You'll just have a good time. And if you just wave at your fans, there's a lot of fans that are needing you. Think about it. She thought about it for a while, and she came back, and then we were like, oh man, I hope we don't shit the bed. I hope the movie's actually good.
He actually apparently recorded the phone call with her and Tom Brady to give her tips on how to unretire, because obviously if anyone knows about quitting and then immediately regretting it, it's the guy who retired from American football twice just to avoid spending time at home.
I would love that. Any kind of tip I can get.
All right, hold on a second. Hello, Tom, you there?
Jamie, what's up, man?
Chilling, man. Cameron, it's the GOAT.
What? Tom?
Hi, Cameron.
Oh my God, is this Tom Brady?
I was talking to Jamie.
Of course, now he spends his time helping to run Birmingham City Football Club, the greatest football club on the planet. She signed on for a Netflix film amply titled Back in Action, but unfortunately the production of this film has been a documented disaster. You might have seen it at the time. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing this around on the socials, but there was reports of Jamie Foxx having a medical complication on set, the shoot being delayed for months, and rumours that the experience was so toxic and stressful that Cameron wanted to retire again before the film was even out of the edit. Go back for one last job and you end up wishing you'd stayed home with your organic wine. But still, of March 2026, The Machine won. She's officially come back, not just in the Netflix Back in Action film or whatever it was called, but she's also confirmed to be returning for Shrek 5. Because of course, the lure of that ogre money is a gravity that no one can escape. But again, just like Back in Action, it seems like it has its own issues, as everyone just guessed the plot to it immediately after sharing their strong hatred for its animation style as well. But I'll be honest, I'm keeping my fingers crossed on Shrek 5. It's from my childhood. I'm hoping that they can spin it into something that's enjoyable for kids and adults alike. I mean, it's mainly going to be made up of adults, so let's just be totally honest about that. The kids aren't really going to care about it. They're not going to know what they're in for. But to conclude then on Miss Diaz, she's managed to work her way into Hollywood with nothing really to offer, and has walked out with multi-millions and has become a multi-millionaire. It kind of makes you mad, don't it? It's all right.